Well, 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 it's finally time. Sup, y'all? It's me. It's your boy Asmongold, and I'd like to welcome all of you to the OTK Games Expo live from the We Play studio. We've brought together some of the best and most experienced variety gamers on all of Twitch to help give you their insight on these games and tell you which ones are great and which ones are even better. So anyway, over to the variety gamers.
Thank you so much, Zach. It is me, NMPLOL, here with the Variety Gaming panel. We have assembled some of the best gamers ever on the planet. Everyone knows me. I'm NMP. I'm a 9-time Gladiator, 2-time Rank 1, all this sort of stuff. And let's go to Chance. How are you?
Hi, Sodapoppin, Chance here, 12-time Rank 1, multi-Rank 1 overall, gamer extraordinaire, popularizer of Among Us, veteran, 15-year streamer, made most people. Here to really kind of bring my insight and talk about some of these games and some of the great things about them. And over to my left, we've got...
Yeah, that's really cool, Chance. Hi, everybody. I'm Seer. I'm actually a triple platinum Rank 1 gas station simulator champion. Also won an Oscar for Best City and City Skylines. And absolutely rolled Sodapoppin at Warcraft 3 Soccer, which I won a Nobel Peace Prize for. Bruce?
See, all that sounds good, but to me it just sounds like baloney. Pro Telltale Gamer here, Bruce, drop them off. I'm here to give my insight on some of these games. I heard we got a great list, so I'm ready. I'm excited. Back to Nick.
All right, we are the Variety Gamers here to give some of the best insight that we can possibly give. So back to you, Zach.
To kick everything off for the action games, it should be something very interesting for all of you. As somebody who watches Twitch, you're used to watching bottom feeders talk, but now we're going to watch bottom feeders fight. It's Prima Studios' brand new game, Knights of the Deep.
All right, thank you so much, Rich. This is the perfect group of people to talk about Knights of the Deep. Three of us have had plenty of crabs in our life. We've had them as pets. We eat them. We love them. We love just everything about fighting. And Chance, how do you feel about that game?
You know, all jokes aside, that game actually looks really fun. You know, it looks goofy, it looks ridiculous. It's crabs with guns, shields, there's classes, it seems like there's serious mechanics lined up with the stupidity of it being crabs, but it looks fun.
Yeah, also lobsters.
Lobsters too. Crustaceans.
Yeah.
I think.
Seer?
You're so smart, dude. I would have to completely agree with you on that one, Chance. It looks like a lot of fun. It's the kind of game that, you know, you put up Shroud on your third monitor, mute them, and you start going to Pound Town on this game. And I tell you what, I would likely roll each and every single one of you at that game. Yeah.
Wow.
So, what do you think?
I don't think that's true at all, but I will tell you what I think about the game. I love the creative jump on the game. They did a really good job with their creativity and taking a jump off the, you know, creative ledge that you don't really see often, and I like it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good game.
Which crab do you think you guys would
Okay, first, you would not beat me.
Yeah, it would be so easy.
No, it wouldn't.
You actually are not that good at games. So that's just my hot take.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for your insight, guys. And back to you, Rich.
Such a loser.
For Headless Jeff 3, there is actually a demo available for download right now, so you can check that out on Steam. I had a chance to play it a little bit earlier before we actually got the game's Expo started today, and it's a really cool game where you're actually dropping your head in different places so you can try to see what you're doing to complete the puzzle. To talk about that game and everything that we've seen in the puzzles, we're going to jump up right now to our professional variety gamers.
All right, thank you so much, Rich. We are back, and this is Perfect Puzzles. And we got the smartest people around here to talk about puzzle games. Chance, how do you feel about this?
Well, Rocket Bot Royale champion here.
Yeah.
I feel really good about a lot of those games. You know, a lot of solid puzzles, a lot of games we have seen before, but it looks like they're taking a new little twist to it. I'm excited. A lot of them seem like my brains can't handle it. You know, so
Definitely can't.
No.
No.
Neither could yours.
Like you're done. Like you're nuts.
Damn.
It was a good carry though.
All right, Seer, how do you feel about him?
I have to say I love the last cube. Dynamic Tron-like visuals, stunning, intense. It looks like there's very, very satisfying results when you actually solve a puzzle, which to me is great because, to be honest, Chance, I'm not that smart, and I actually really struggle with puzzle games. So when I actually do solve something, I love to have that satisfying, like, bring, and everything gets colorful when you solve a problem.
Well, you look at this here. You ever see that piece of paper where you unfold it entirely? It's a cube. It's shaped like a cross almost.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, either way, you look at this. My head starts to hurt trying to land the symbols onto the right, you know, things on the floor. It just
because
seems like
you're old.
You wouldn't be able to do it either. Shut your mouth.
Bruce, as
You're
the youngest,
older.
as the youngest up here, Bruce, how do you feel about the last
All
cube?
of these games have in common.
What?
Like, all of these games are the type of game that I will put on and yell at my chat for not helping me find the right path. You know? But being a pro Telltale gamer, it's all about making the right choices at the right time. And I feel like the last cube, I used to play this in a computer lab too, but they added different elements. And I really like that.
What is that? You see the way it's moving?
Yeah, the little diagonal.
Like that's, I don't even know what's going on.
Wait a minute. So we are supposed to be the variety experts, and us three have admitted we cannot solve these puzzles.
Y'all three, not me.
What is that?
What is that maneuver?
So I don't know. This game is interesting because my head hurts and I'm just watching someone that seems to know what they're doing. It looks hard.
How did you feel about Headless Jeff 3? I was actually a
liked
bit confused. Is it like you have the robot and then you have the head point of view as well in
It's
Headless Jeff 3?
pretty much a robot missing his head, trying to find his head without his eyes, I think, like, in a way.
I think what's going on there, if we can get Headless Jeff up here, it seems like you take your head off and you place it down and you control where the perspective is.
Okay.
So you can't, it seems like maybe you can't solve the puzzle right now. You need to put your head down like it's a camera. And then you see, and now you solve it. So it's a fun control the perspective, and see he's gonna pick his head up, pick up the camera.
Can you throw your head?
I don't know, maybe.
And you have to use your head as a problem-solving tool probably multiple times.
Maybe. Yeah, it looks like a really fun, unique puzzle game. I'm cool to see this here.
Looks like the movie Robots, too. I like that movie.
Yeah, it's cool art style as well.
And how do you guys feel about Harmony's Odyssey? It's it has a ton of like cute puzzles and brain teasers. How do you feel about that,
that's
Bruce?
like classic spot the difference situation going
I
on,
told
right?
you that while we were watching because you didn't know what you were looking at.
Yeah, and,
So it's taking
wait,
my
what?
No, and Chance,
Wait, what happened?
No. I made the observation that it was a classic comparison game, and I told that to Chance.
I had to explain
Sarah,
it to him.
I think you might actually just be copying everything Chance does. Are you guys comparing notes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, should I be here?
I don't think so at this point.
Bruce, what do you think about this game?
I think he should be here, and also about this game, I like the fact that it's like something that you can play with friends. You want to get your friends involved in the late night, you know what I'm saying?
How do you get those?
Put it on the monitor, be like,
friends?
everyone
I
kind of
don't
sits
know.
around.
I have none.
Do you have friends?
Dude, shut up. So you're sitting in the living room, and you just put it on the screen, and the friends are all looking, trying to spot the difference. I played a game like that recently, and it's actually really fun. It's like Where's Waldo?
Yeah, Where's
taken to
Waldo.
the next level of, this third-person game.
Yeah. So, and the final game was Escape Academy. It's like that was scary.
I really like this one.
You do? How do you feel about it?
To be honest, it just reminds me of one of those games that didn't trap themselves in a box, being in one room and being that only level.
Yeah.
That's why I was really interested in it, because Japan, Greece, you could go to different places in the world, and escape the room.
Yep.
Pretty hard.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, this game. Remember, we played the game called We Were Here. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It's like that a lot. Only they've got. It seems like they have a lot really in-depth story to it. So it's an escape room. It's called Escape Academy, and it's just that fun little take on it where you gotta escape the room with a fun story. I think a lot of streamers are going to be playing this game because they're just very fun games to stream, but also just puzzle people. Our friend Pluto loves going to escape rooms. You can do it at home now.
Yeah.
These games are great.
Absolutely.
Do you want to play that game with me?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, guys, make sure you can add Ethereal to your Steam wish list now. And we have joined with us 2 other RPG experts here. We have SFan TV and Sodapoppin TV. How you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good, but Sodapoppin TV is. I'm not.
I thought you
there's no
had
TV
that
in
on
my
one
name.
of them.
It's your
You have
Twitter.
that- Don't you have that on YouTube?
You not know your own Twitter?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Not your
Right.
Twitch, though.
Not my Twitch.
Not the Twitch. Okay. What do y'all think?
You can go ahead.
I mean, I think it all looks great.
Yeah.
One kind of, I think one of the big themes that we're seeing across all these RPG games, they all kind of harken back to like the old school feel. Right? They're like, oh, like we want like an old school MMO feel. We want an old school RPG feel. And I think the reason for that is honestly because the RPG player base, the community of people that play RPGs are always talking about that. Like, oh, well, I want to have this. I want to have this that I played in that game. I think it was Genfanad that had it drew inspiration from RuneScape that talked about before.
Yeah.
So no, it's very, very cool to see that's kind of a focal point for a lot of these studios, for a lot of these developers, and I'm excited to see going forward what they come up with.
I'm kind of excited to see where this Ethereal game goes because one thing that's really interesting to me about it is the fact that they had like these large-scale dungeons, but the difference it seemed is it wasn't like super fast-paced because whenever you're talking about these dungeons, oftentimes it's just, crazy reaction time, move out of this, move out of that, move out of this, move out of that, but like it's a little bit more slowed down and more impactful and deliberate, and I like that.
I'm looking at, there's 3 types of RPGs we have here on my list. I was taking notes.
Of course.
Indubitably.
We've got a board game on this list. We've got a couple of RPGs, but it seems like we have a couple of MMOs, which aren't. Those are no joke when it comes
Straight
to
up. That's why we asked, because it's like, how are you going to make this happen? Like, how many of these games we have? And like, I've watched how many YouTube videos reacted to them on YouTube of, wow, look at this MMO that raised $700,000, and in 3 years they've developed a picture of a 3D model of a horse that looks like it came out of Oblivion. It's not exactly very promising with these Kickstarters. People worry about this, but the thing with Ethereal is that they have a date for it. They're planning it, and it seems like what really made me feel confident about it is the fact that they were talking about how a lot of the base systems were already done. So they're not talking pie in the sky, oh yeah, we're going to have this crazy cool thing at some point in the future. They already have it done, and they're just making the content.
A couple of things I noted when you were doing your interview there. Great questions, by the way. He mentioned guilds. I heard building, which is pretty big. I noticed there was a healing DPS and I think a tank role, which I think is something I love in an MMO. It seems like time is rewarded, which is pretty massive, and it's going to be ready in under a year.
It looks like that PvP in too.
I saw Arena.
Yeah, they had Arena and Battlegrounds.
I would have asked how many people on the server can a server have, because like I love whenever you have like thousands of people on a server, a lot of people on a server, and it's like a living, breathing world. I mean, we were all on Arena in class.
The servers are different. He mentioned how, and of course, you're going to have one server that's probably min-maxed to Oblivion, where, every world boss, dead, instantly. But of course, you're going to have some servers that might be a little lower pop, more tight community base, and they're going to be way more unique. And so there's going to be like an attraction to all the servers, right?
Well, something that we've noticed in a lot of the games that we've played growing up is individual servers would have their own culture, and not every server was the same. So that's exactly what you're talking about. I think it's totally reasonable to think that's going to happen.
I had that happen. My original WoW server was full of a bunch of really nice people, and I never really fit in. Finally, I went over to Kel'Thuzad, and there was a bunch of assholes. I finally fit in. It was great, and so I think that's definitely true. And like Soda, you're right about like occasionally there are those servers where all of the professional players go on those servers,
Another game that seemed, to kind of hit a lot of the nails on the head as well was Nightcrawlers. See, is that an MMO?
I'm not really sure.
No,
but
Nightcrawlers.
I think that it's got.
Can I see that again?
It looked a little bit more of like an ARPG style. It had a lot of roguelite elements. And I think that's fun. I have not played a whole lot of roguelites. But, man, playing games like Vampire Survivors and getting into it a little bit more recently, it's super, super fun.
I noticed there was a boss fight in here, a big-ass bird. I like that. I saw the gear, the upgrades. It looked satisfying. I love those kind of games, so I love seeing this. And then we also had a board game. The board game looked pretty fun.
So anyway, we actually had an opportunity to play it for the first time, like maybe a couple of weeks ago or so. Soda, were you there for that?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. I was making sure.
I was looking over Rest Fan's shoulder. He was the one playing. I was
yeah, that's about right. And so we tried playing this game, and we did like the online version of it. And I think one thing that D&D can have that like I have kind of a problem with is sometimes things drag on. And I felt like with Kinfire Chronicles that there was really good pacing to it. It wasn't something where it's like you're sitting and making 5 different rolls if you're going to pick up a roll of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the team is legit. I was looking at some of the art that I was looking at. Like, this is high quality stuff. It looked like a really fun, complicated board game that, board game extraordinaires. I've been trying to get into it. I have friends that beg me to play all the time. Are gonna love. Rich is over here,
He's
giggling
giggling
in excitement. So it's definitely a top of the line board game.
It's going to be exciting to see what Jenny and the crew over there are going to be able to put together.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I'm pretty excited. I'm curious to see, like, whenever it actually comes out, like how one of the campaigns plays out fully, because we only did like maybe 30 minutes, like an hour and 30 minutes, somewhere around there, of like play testing of it. And like, of course, you can't finish anything in that time period. So I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen whenever the game's actually out. And it's like, how expansive, how many different options do you have in these things? And I think it's going to be great. So yeah, anyway, guys, I want to say thank you to all the developers who made this possible, who submitted their games, and who were willing to have their games shown in front of our audience. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. All right, guys. All right, it's time. Come on.
A year and a half. We're in a giant studio like this, and look how many of us. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It's that.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And for everybody here at OTK, thank you so much for your support for all this time. Thank you to everybody, the developers, the sponsors, and of course you all, the viewers. And as I said always, the best way of saying thank you is better content, and that's what we hopefully have done today, and we will continue to do. Thank you all so much for watching, and until the next time, peace.